Each year, on September 21st, the International Day of Peace, people from across the globe join in celebration. Every culture united in their hope for a better and a more peaceful world. And here, in Providence, Rhode Island, the Peace Flag Project hosts Peace Fest, this year in Burnside Park. It's a day for people of every age to gather, and for our many diverse communities to share their own traditions and their colors, and to sing, to dance, and most of all, to tell their stories. Of course, one of the things we always do at Peace Fest is to make peace flags. For over 2,000 years, Tibetan prayer flags have been used to heal, to promote peace, and to grow wisdom. And today, the Peace Flag Project provides opportunities for children and adults to create flags that express and share their deepest wishes for a better world. Meet Ginny Fox, founder of the Peace Flag Project. How did the Peace Flag Project get started? Why the peace flags?
Well, Peace Flags actually started as part of a healing spiritual journey for me. And it's amazing to me that I've expanded it into something that I've shared with thousands and thousands of people over the years. It wasn't my original intent. But so many interesting things we do in life start when you think you're on one journey and you end up being on another.
The Peace Flag Project began its celebration of the UN International Day of Peace in 2004. There were 35 people in attendance at that first Peace Fest. But since then, the event has grown. Today, it includes nonprofit organizations, singers, storytellers, and performers from around the world. And the Day of Peace is expanded into a month of art exhibits, workshops, and activities designed to shine a light on the good in the world. And every year, the Day of Peace has a different theme. This year, it was one that inspired a collaboration that shined a light on the Refugee Dream Center in Providence.
Right now is a time where we all really need to be focusing on peace and harmony. This year's Peace Festival had the theme of respect, safety, and dignity for all. And I thought that was a very powerful tagline. And Ginny Fox invited me to participate in the planning of the Peace Fest this year. And through conversations, we decided collaboratively and together that perhaps a focus on refugees and immigrants might be impactful. And at the time, I was working with the Refugee Dream Center, was aware of the remarkable work that Omar Bao is doing, and I thought maybe there is a room for some involvement of the Dream Center and the refugees that they serve.
I'm a former refugee myself from Gambia, came here 10 years ago. I currently run the Refugee Dream Center, and the reason why we got involved in the Peace Festival with Diane and Barry and the team at Ginny's organization was because we as refugees, we always look for freedom. That's really the most important part of what we are, our quest. And we realized that in order to get freedom, you must have peace. And this is where we found it in America.
We gathered a group of people, and over three meetings, each time a different group of refugees would come. And they were from Africa and the Middle East. And then we started out by hand writing what they were answering. But the answers, the stories were coming so fast and furious that pretty soon I took my phone out and we audio taped them. The original idea was to have American actors perform them. But as we worked with them and talked to the people who owned those stories, those people wanted to speak the stories themselves.
I want others to know the difference between an immigrant and a refugee. The immigrant plans his journey. The refugee has no plan.
I left my country when I was 9 or 10 years old. I didn't have school in the Congo. My country was at war.
حمودة إنه في الطريق إلى المدرسة. اذهب وآتي به. وإذا بزوجي يركض من دون حذاء. When I hear the sound, I get hysterical. I lost my mind. I started shouting his name, Hamuda, Hamuda. My husband go out of the house without shoes, just looking. All the families go out looking for their family.
There's no refugee who was not forced out of their country, who has not witnessed violence, or in most instances, people are survivors of torture.
I have not seen my children for 8 years. Every day crying for my children. Now, they tell me that my children are already adults. They cannot come anymore. I cannot find peace. How to survive? Pray. Just pray. Our only support to pray. Just pray. Pray. Just pray.
We gathered 11 people's stories, people from different countries, people who had experienced different kinds of suffering, different kinds of loss. Every single person who we spoke with, no matter how desperate their story of suffering was, it was paired with a hope and a dream for the future.
They are overwhelmingly positive citizens. You know, with all of the violence that's taken place, with the gun violence, it's not the refugees who are ever involved. They are so grateful to be here, to be in a new country, to have the freedom.
You and I can make this world a better place by making ourselves a better person.
My name is Monique. My parents are from Burundi. I was born in Tanzania. I'm from Providence now. I go to Central High School. And I want to share my story.
We want to share our story.
And so they were able to tell their stories. And it was very compelling. It was just one of the most amazing, touching things we've ever done for Peace Day.
One of the things that surprises people is that we are actually living, historically speaking, in the most peaceful time ever. Now, we're bombarded by images of violence and suffering, but research shows that as a world culture, people are generally becoming more tolerant. But those stories don't get told. An important part of the Peace Flag's mission is to show the good that's happening. All the refugees who are doing well, who are settled well, and who are contributing, those stories need to be told. And the International Day of Peace and the Peace Flag Project focus on positive things in the world to give us a chance to think. What do we want? How do we want to be as a people, as a culture? How do we want to treat people and our families and communities? And how do we want to behave as citizens of the world? The Dalai Lama said, "Be kind whenever possible." It is always possible